Yo, it's your boy Rodney Perry. I'm bringing you an evolutionary experience. Hey, it's game changing.
Hi, this is India with Designer Accessory Adoption. Thanks for watching this video and welcome back to my channel. If you are new or even if you're returning, either way, thank you for clicking play. I typically load videos every Wednesday covering topics related to fashion, luxury, more so focusing on the pre-love, secondary, pre-owned market, but I also do throw in some unboxings, contemporary brands as well in there, as well as product reviews too. So if you are interested in any of those topics, please consider subscribing and we'll go ahead and get started with today's topic. Okay, so today's review is going to be over the Kate Spade Gentle Panda Panda card case. Sorry about that. So I pulled the receipt and the box that it came in so I could give you a little bit more details about it. I will say though that when I did mention earlier that I purchased it last October and I started using it towards the end of October. I would say sometime later that year I did check online to see if I could find the item at the Kate Spade boutique, as well as my common areas that I like to shop like Nordstrom, and could not find it. So I actually purchased it from the mall, the Kate Spade boutique that was located on Hawthorne Boulevard in Torrance, California. So if you all are familiar with that area, you'll know where I'm referring to. So the item was originally priced at $77. It was 30% off, so I actually purchased it for $53. So right at $53.90 is what it came out to. And so I think that's a really good value for a full leather card case. When I did purchase it from the boutique, I did get it didn't come with like a dust bag, but it did come with a Kate Spade box. So I did save the Kate Spade box. So this is what it came in, which is really pretty, really decorative. You can definitely use this to kind of accent other items like a bookshelf or your jewelry display or something like that, or somewhere in your closet. Now the general layout of this card holder looks like so. It is so cute, and that's why I got it. It just made me smile. Classic Kate Spade design where it just has a classic style with a touch of youthfulness to it. So you have the lighter pink leather flap, and then it contrasts next to this burgundy leather at the bottom. The two panda ears are a separate leather material, not leather material, but basically leather pieces that were sewn onto the top. And then the little panda face was another thinner strip of leather that it appears like it was glued to the actual leather flap here. So you have three different pieces that make up this leather, the panda face, sorry is what I want to say. And then you have these two discs that are separate, and they're like little discs you can see on the side, they're raised. Those were added to kind of basically create the panda face. Let's see, yeah. So flipping it around to the back, you'll see on the back side here, you have the hardware pull that is engraved with Kate Spade. And then you also see the Kate Spade New York stamping down in the back towards the bottom. When you open it up, I definitely was impressed with the quality of it, as well as the level of detail that you find with this Kate Spade card holder. So when you open it up, you'll see here you have the burgundy flap, colored flap, and then right here is where you'll see the little spade detail, spade detail that has been basically stamped or basically affixed to the leather. And then you see this little tulip design here, which is very similar to how a panda's mouth is shaped. So that's why I really like that level of detail that went into this and makes it really cute. The leather card holder has two main compartments. You have one here and one here. And so other than that, it has a snap button closure to close it. And then it's easy to like kind of hit the gussets here on the side. That's what I usually do to expand it out, like you can see here. And then I can easily add my cards, wallet, not my wallet, sorry, things from my wallet, like my cards, cash, receipts, and things like that. So overall, the reason that I purchased this card holder was I was in the market for something that was a little bit smaller from the wallet that I was using to carry around all my items for work. And so for work, since I travel for work often, I like to be able to carry my company card with me, my ID, a credit card, and a bank card for my personal credit card and bank card as well. And then I also like to carry things like insurance cards, as well as receipts because I have to do expenses at the end of my trip to get reimbursed. Also, health insurance cards as well as your I don't know why I'm drawing a blank here, but basically like your rewards card. So like if I fly Delta, I have my Delta rewards card, or if I stay at a Hilton hotel, I have a Hilton rewards card. So I like to keep those just on back just in case something happens with the system. They're not able to see when I check into my Marriott or whatever hotel I'm staying in. I can pull out my card that I have and show them the membership number so that way I can get credit for my stay. So I want to be able to carry all of those things in here, and this one definitely serves that ticket. I have been using this, like I mentioned, since last October. So I would say consistently I've been using this for 7 months nonstop. So before I go too far ahead, we'll go ahead and switch over topics. So we just did a basic layover, and I just talked about the general structure of the item. Now I'll talk about the wear and tear. Moving on to the wear and tear of the card holder here, I would say overall it has absolutely held up really well. If you'll notice this light color here, and you would think that it would get dirty and get grungy and things like that from your hands touching it a lot. And I'll say that overall I may have had to wipe down the pink leather a couple of times. The white has not gotten dirty at all really, but I still wipe it down when I wipe down the pink leather just to make sure I just spruce up everything about it. It does have this flap closure, and so this leather piece is sewn onto the back of the leather base of the card holder. And so you'll notice that it does kind of wrinkle just a little bit as I'm opening it up, and I have consistently done that all the time. Even though I did purchase this for work to use it for travel, it was just more convenient for me to just take the wallet out because I was able to hold so much in it and put it into my other purses that I would use when I got back home. So this pretty much became my day-to-day wallet, unless I was using a handbag that was small and I needed to kind of save some of that real estate for other items that I wanted to carry, and then I would downsize. But other than that, I would use this for work. I would use this for personal use. So it was consistently used for 7 months. Now, when the pandemic hit, I didn't travel at all. And so I still use this as a day-to-day wallet. So as you'll see here, you don't see a lot of wrinkling going on, but there is a little bit of wrinkling just from me being opening it a lot. But if I fold it down, you can see no evidence of that. On the back side, since we are here, this zipper pull here, which is metal, works wonderful. It does not get stuck or anything like that. It's very smooth. I use this to hold some change, so just in case I go somewhere out of town and I need to park my car on the street, I have change to park. Now you do see the lighter color textile lining in here, and that did that did get a little bit dirty towards the top. I'm trying to flip it around so you can see here. So that did get a little bit dirty, if you can see there, but not too bad. I will say one of the things I wish that they did do is to match and to help keep the maintenance up so you wouldn't have to necessarily wipe it out, because change does get dirty, is to make this burgundy color so that way it's darker and it wouldn't show the dirt as easy. But for change being in here on a consistent basis, I don't think it looks too bad. And you can also probably try to wipe it out like I mentioned. I haven't tried to do that, but I think you can. It does have a gusset here so that way you can fit more change in it. I only fit a little bit of change in here just because when I'm moving it, I just don't want to have a big bulging amount of change in the back. So it doesn't hold a lot of change, but I think it would hold enough for you to kind of get to where you need to go and do what you need to do. And then you can just, refill it as you need. So on the outside here, also I want to point out, like you noticed earlier, the stamping is still there, and it still is crisp. It's clean. There are no marks. It's not missing. So they did a really good job. Sorry, my phone ding. Did a really good job stamping it, and it stood the test of time, at least for the amount of time that I've been using it. On the inside here, the inner pockets here don't have any wear to them. I'll try to show that to the side here. So I will point out two areas where there is some sign of wear, but overall, the glazing that's here, you don't see any issues with it. You don't see any major issues here, even though I've been having to use the push closure, button closure to close it. You don't see any major wrinkles or anything like that on the outside. And then there also is no wear on the sides here, as you can see, and then none on the bottom. So this is held up really well, and especially thinking about that I only paid $54 for it, and I've used it consistently for 7 months. This has a lot of life left in it, and I'm really glad that I invested that amount of money on it. And that wasn't even, at least to me, a lot of money. Definitely considering some other designers and fashion houses that you can buy items, card holders for, and they cost $300 and up to $600, just depending on who they're with and what they what the design is. I think I've gotten a really great use for money out of this. Now, like I mentioned, there are two places where there is wear, and it was on both sides here. And I'm going to pull this closer so you can see. So if you can see that little crack here, and I'll turn it, maybe you can see a little bit better that way. But I'm talking about in this little corner area right here. So it's on both sides, and that is what I'm counting as my big obvious spot of wear. And pretty much it looks like where it's from is, like I mentioned, this is a separate piece of leather. So when they did the glazing around the sides, please excuse the ding. When they did the glazing around the sides, what they did do was do the glazing, and they connected the glazing to the outer portion of the main base of the card holder. So I would say, if Kate Spade, if you're out there listening, definitely don't do that the next time around, because it makes it easier for the glazing to crack, because you're consistently putting pressure on it when you open it up. And so that basically cracked right here where that area of pressure was the greatest of me opening up the flap, opening and closing it consistently. So if they would have just did the glazing completely separate from this, then you wouldn't have that issue, because you would not have a connection point between the two. And hopefully that makes sense the way I'm describing it. But I would say overall, that's a little mark of imperfection, and it's not heavily noticeable. On to the last part of this item, which I mentioned, and just overall, I think that this item was a great use and great investment for me. Like I mentioned, I got it on sale, and so I didn't even pay $80 for it, which I think it was $77. I only paid $54. And so to have used this for 7 months consistently, and I did not baby it at all. I packed this item to the max of it, and this is a good quality item and a great contender. So you don't necessarily have to spend $600 on a card holder to get a good quality product. You definitely can spend less than $100 or around $100, depending on what it is and who's making it, and get a good item. And it's full leather, like I mentioned, so I think that is a really good aspect as well. And it also has some pretty detailing as well on there. So definitely, if you have any other questions or comments, please leave those comments down below. What other card holder have you been using for a period of time and it has definitely stood up really well? I'd love to hear from you about the designer as well as the name of the style, if you have that information. Also, if you have listened to this video for this period of time, we're at the end, and I thank you very much for watching to the end of the video. And definitely please consider giving me a like, a thumbs up, since you made it this far. This would help the YouTube algorithm basically suggest this video to other people. So I really appreciate it if you do that, so we can get the word out about this channel. And I will be back to you next week with another topic. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.